Hello everybody and hello parents, because this video is a little bit more for you than it is for your kids, but we can all watch together. Today's math lesson is to roll a number. Okay, we've done this before. Kids, you've done this before in class, right? We're going to use our Play-Doh or salt dough or anything soft and mushy that we have laying around to roll out some numbers. Now, this assignment, this task, this activity, whatever you want to call it, is just as much a fine motor activity as it is number recognition. It's arguably more of a fine motor activity. So I have some Play-Doh. I'm going to get some scratch paper, and I am going to give you guys a little bit more instruction on what I like to see in the classroom when we're doing this exercise. So I'm going to tilt my camera down. So what we want to do, we have this big old blob of Play-Doh. Let's say we're going to make the number 1. Pretty easy, right? So what do? Is that a 1? Meh, not really, right? That's kind of a crummy one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the table, or I'm even going to put it in between my hands and roll it into a snake. Now, as grown-ups, this is pretty easy. This almost seems so easy that you wouldn't even think you needed to teach it. But small hands, especially with such a big piece of Play-Doh, sometimes have a hard time applying even amounts of pressure to get a nice, even snake in that Play-Doh. And it is its own kind of fine motor skill to be able to move your hands back and forth and get it even without smushing it or making it like really skinny in the middle and fat on the ends, or vice versa. So that is why we're going to practice controlling our motions, controlling the amount of pressure that we are putting on that Play-Doh to make a nice, pretty 1. Ta-da! So now let's say we want to make a 2. I'm going to get another piece of Play-Doh. Another piece of Play-Doh. Is that a 2? That's a crummy 2, right? Sometimes we get impatient and we want to just stick pieces down and turn them into a number, right? Oh, wait, it's 2. Oh, there we go. All right, yeah, that's a 2. But same as the 1, we want to use our hands and the muscles in our hands to work that dough and really make it into a good, clean number. Now, this will take more time. If you don't get to all the numbers, that's okay. If you need to write the number down so that your child can focus on rolling the dough, that's fine too. Sometimes in class, we'll even write it on a piece of paper. Really nice and big like that, so that we can lay the Play-Doh down. I'm going to cheat a little bit and use part of my 1. Oh, that one's not long enough. Make it a little bit longer. So, if you catch my drift, that is the goal for this exercise. It's just as much fine motor control, fine motor building, as it is number recognition. See, there's a nice looking 3. So if you only get to a few numbers, that's okay. If you've got some old, really hard, dried out Play-Doh, that's even better because it's harder to manipulate. Even if they're just sitting there squeezing the Play-Doh, that is so great for their hand muscles. Smashing it down onto the table, getting it out of the container even. You saw me sitting there kind of squeezing and hitting it and trying to get it out of the container. Just the act of getting the Play-Doh out of the container can be a wonderful fine motor skill for them. So all of those things are things we want to see, things I want to see when I ask them to roll out these numbers. If numbers 1 through 9 are boring, or they already know them, feel free to jump up to the teens or even the 20s if you want to give them a nice challenge. If you want to kind of quiz them a little bit, you could even write a number down. Maybe I'm going to write this right here and ask them to tell me what number that is before they roll the dough to make those numbers. So all of those are really good ideas while you're doing this activity. Since we've done it at least once since we've been home, I thought I might clarify just a little bit so you guys kind of understand where my brain is a little bit. And I think that's all. You guys have fun.